Hello, it's Gavin again from Lucid Computer Solutions. Hope you're well. And here we are for another unboxing video. Feels like ages since I've done an unboxing video, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And I'm also looking forward to it because I've heard so much about this particular laptop, and that is the Acer Swift 3. And here it is. So this is the Acer Swift 3. We're going to go ahead and unbox this, do a first few impressions of it, a basic overview of the spec, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll go on to do a full review video for you if I get a chance. But I'm just going to open up the box and we can take a look at the package here. So here we go there. Nothing to write home about in terms of the packaging. I always use ASUS as the that's not Acer, ASUS as the benchmark for packaging. I really like their stuff, you know, where it says the stuff about being extraordinary and the stuff's wrapped in the nice white cloth. None of that here, although there is some white cloth to it. So I'm just going to take the laptop out for a second from the packaging. I'm just going to put that to one side, and of course we will come on to that and talk lots and lots about it. I just want to see what else is in here. So as we'd expect, we have our standard power lead and we have our actual power brick for it. One thing to note straight away there is what I can tell you is that it obviously isn't powered by USB Type-C. That is a normal kind of power lead. So I think this does have USB Type-C in it, but obviously not for charging it. So let's go ahead and take this Acer Swift 3 out of this and we'll take a look. What I will say is this is really light, really light. I think the weight on this one is 1.2 kilograms. So here it is, and it is a 14-inch laptop. What I would say is it looks incredibly small to be a 14-inch laptop. I think what they've done here is got really clever and put a 14-inch screen in a 13-inch. Okay, so here it is opened up. I'm going to take this bit of bump off it. So here we go. That's the Acer Swift 3. That's a nice, clean looking machine. Materials on it feel nice to the hand. Now I will try and do a full review for you to gauge the keyboard. If you've been here before on the channel, then you will know I love a good keyboard. If you've not been here on the channel before, what have you been doing? Smash the like button for me because it's the first time you've ever been on the channel, and please do subscribe. But first impressions on the keyboard, that feels really good. That feels really solid. They're nicely spaced. There's a nice bit of feedback there. It doesn't feel loose or rattly or cheap. That feels a nice bit of solid feedback there. So I'm gonna have a good go on this keyboard and try and do a separate review maybe. But yeah, so there it is to look at. Let's just run through the basic specs of this machine then. So this particular one here, the Acer Swift 3 that I have here, is an Intel i5 10th generation processor in this one. It has 8 gig of RAM. It has a 256 gigabyte SSD hard drive in it, and it is running Windows 10 Home Edition in this case. So for those of you looking for the professional version of Windows to connect it up to a business domain or an Azure domain, you would need to upgrade it from Home to Pro. So that's the basics, but the more detailed stuff on it, let's have a look what we've got around connectivity wise. So over here, what do we have? We have a standard USB port, and we have our headphone jack as well on the one side. On the other side, we have the power connector. Is that the word I'm looking for? I've got lots of words then. And we have our HDMI port, we have another USB port, and we of course have a USB Type-C port. So connectivity wise, given how thin and light this laptop is, that is incredible. Personally, for very selfish reasons, I would love to have seen a standard Ethernet port as well, so I'll be able to connect straight in with a network cable to it, but that's not here. I understand why, because it's thin and it's light. and that would obviously make it more bulky, but the IT techie engineer in me, the networking engineer in me, always loves an onboard network card to plug into to do what I do, but that may not be important to you. But I will point that out. There is no Ethernet port. There is just what I've mentioned, a couple of USB ports, HDMI port, USB Type-C, and power lead, and our headphone jack. So overall, I really like the feel of it. Like I said, the materials feel nice. Screen-wise, what do we have? So yes, I did touch on it. It is a 14-inch display on this. So despite it being very small and very light, it is in fact a 14-inch display. It's full HD. It's an IPS panel in it as well. I've obviously not seen the output onto the screen, so I can't gauge it for you yet and tell you if it's a good screen or not. I will test it out. I will be setting this laptop up myself and having a look at it. So perhaps I will post back with a full real world experience of using the Swift 3 maybe. So I can't talk about the specs there. Elsewhere on the laptop, what do we have? It of course has Bluetooth. It has Wi-Fi 6 as well. In this particular one, I'm just glancing down at my notes because there's a lot of stuff packed into this unit. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Yes, one important point: power and battery life. So little 13-inch laptop like this, 13-inch, it's 14-inch laptop like this. Battery life claimed, not me saying that it definitely does, the claimed battery life is 12.5 hours. Now, I think you'd need to be using the power management tools to achieve that. I think you'd need to be doing stuff which is not very demanding on the processor to achieve that. So in the real world, I mean, maybe it's fair to expect 8 hours if the claim is 12. So what we are saying is like good battery life. That's good / long battery life, isn't it? Kind of over 8 hours is good. If it gets right up to 12, that's what I deem to be long. Whether you can actually achieve that in the real world is a different thing, but that's a big claim by Acer. So overall, it's a nice looking and a nice feel to that machine. I do really like it. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else we missed off. There is of course the built-in webcam, which is full HD as well. The USB Type-C port as well can be used for things like connecting perhaps to a DisplayPort monitor would work as well. It's got that capability built in it, so you could have it connected to a HDMI monitor and to a DisplayPort monitor via that USB Type-C port. So that's something else to consider. And I am told via the documentation that the keyboard, once it's fired up, is also backlit. It's a backlit keyboard. So that keyboard feels pretty solid and nice. If it's also backlit, that is fantastic. I'll look forward to checking that out. So there we go. An unboxing and a few first impressions of the Acer Swift 3 Intel i5 14-inch laptop. And as some of you will know who follow me on the channel, if you don't, why not? I love 14-inch laptops because it means there is no number pad on the keyboard. I'm not a big fan of having the number pad on a keyboard, so the 14-inch laptops are the perfect form factor as far as I'm concerned. Only my opinion, of course, but it's certainly the perfect form factor for me. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap this up, this unboxing and few first impressions and basic overview of the Acer Swift 3 laptop. If you don't subscribe to the channel, please do so. If I've kind of helped you in any way, please do smash that like button. You have no idea how much that helps me and the channel to grow. Please do smash that like button. It'd be really appreciated. And feel free to comment on the video, ask questions, recommend alternatives. Let me know your thoughts on the Acer Swift 3 in the comments. I do read them. I do try and get back to everybody when I get a chance, so please do that. And likewise, all the links are down below to connecting with me on the likes of LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram, along with a link to our own website. If you'd like to engage us in any kind of work, please do use that link and jump over to our website. So that's been me, Gavin from Lucid Computer Solutions, and I'll see you on the next video. video.